Hi folks, this is GZ. I'm Gregory Zobel. I'm the organizer for Caption 16, and I will try to speak a little more slowly so that the cart rider doesn't have troubles keeping up with me. It's kind of hard to speak slowly when I'm talking about something as cool and interesting as captions and captioning. I'm very excited to be here today. I can't tell you how much work this has been, but also how much fun the work has been, working with all the different presenters and the different speakers and looking at the content and just seeing how all this has come together. And what I hope everybody walks away with is some more enthusiasm and some more excitement for captions and captioning than you already have, but also that you're really wanting to share this with other people, and that we work to, as it were, bring captioning out of the closet, to not just have captioning be something that we do or have as a side interest or that we really enjoy, but also to share that with other people, to spread the joy and the love of captioning. Because one thing that I've found, at least, is that when I talk to people about captions or captioning, they often think I'm talking about subtitling, or they think that captioning is only for the deaf or the hard of hearing, and they don't have as much understanding about all the different possibilities and intricacies that are involved. And frankly, I've been learning a huge amount since I started this, things that I never had any idea about. And part of what this conference really is a documentation or documentary of the different learning curves that I've had. And so my hope is that some of you are able to benefit from this. But even if you know a lot of this material, almost all this will still be on the website after the conference. So if you meet people who are interested in captions and captioning, you don't have to explain everything to them. Instead, what you can do is you can share this with them. You can share the website, you can share the content, and hopefully you'll find people become engaged as you are. Now, for today, we have some interesting material. There is a nice recording by Darlene Parker, which is set up to go after this. It's on today's detailed schedule. It's a video of her. She's from the NCRA, and she was, I think, the 6th person in the U.S. who was licensed to do live captioning for broadcast TV, and she's been doing this for decades. And so it's a really informative video, and especially when we look at and have issues sometimes with live captions or captioning and pop-up captions, what I found is that by watching her presentation, it helped me have a much deeper understanding and respect for the work that they do, because frankly, I didn't know that much, but having watched this, I feel like I have a better understanding of what the broadcast captioners and stenographers really do. Then we have a presentation by Chanel that will be live here on WebEx from Strada, and she's going to demonstrate in part some of the differences between CART and Typewell. Then there's a pre-recorded video of Svetlana's Captioning Journey. That video should show up as live in the next couple hours as soon as she shares it, but that's embedded already. There are some captioning literacy narratives, and what I hope some of you do as well, if you're captioning already, is that you share, or you're inspired to share what some of your stories are, why you got involved in captions, why you like to caption, what you caption, why you do that, how you share your captioning. Because I think a lot of the people that I've met with who work in captions, they generally aren't that verbose, or they're not really that talkative, or they're very modest about what it is they do. And I'm here to say, and hopefully you'll feel this, that what we're doing is exciting and engaging and important work. It's critical. We provide access to meaning, but we also are helping support literacy. We're helping support access and safety and well-being, especially if you watch the Deaf Educators panel from yesterday. When there are not adequate captions, that really has some potential life, health, and safety issues at risk. But it's also on the day-to-day, do we make sure that everybody has equal access to meaning? And what we can do with our work is really support that, but also model accessibility. And I think that's a very important thing that we can do. Then after the captioning literacy narratives, there is the captioning research panel. I've been waiting for this panel. I've been waiting to see this panel for months, so I'm terribly excited about this. I love captioning research. Hopefully you do too. In terms of the technology that we're working with, I want to thank you for your patience and some of the feedback that I've received so far. So you know, in terms of the video, that the video size, who's on the main screen, the big screen, that's controlled by those of us who are doing the presenting and the panelists. And if there is ASL on a panel, then the interpreter is going to be usually on the primary screen so that other people can see and understand the signing. Would also like you to know that if you've had other frustrations around WebEx, please let me know in a constructive manner through the conference feedback. That will be available after the conference is closed. I'll send it out and then a couple later reminders. If you're excited or you're interested in captioning and you want to present next year, or you're like, how could they possibly have missed this topic? Well, it's entirely possible that we've missed huge gaps around captions and captioning. If you want to present, fill out the Caption 17 survey. It's a Google form. It's shared on Twitter. I'll share it out via email. And let me know, and we'll try and see what we can do for next year. I want to give distinct gratitude and thanks because this would not be possible if it wasn't for Nathan from UCS here at Western Oregon, Leslie doing tech support, all the Strada scheduling people, our cart riders who are working and doing stuff, as you can see down below, and particularly Strada and their provision in giving us so much interpreting and cart. But also I wanted to thank 3Play Media for their support, as well as CCAC for the publicity and help. Everybody has donated their time. No money has been made in this process, and I think this is a really great demonstration about the health of the community involved with captioning. Now, a couple people have wondered, how do we connect with each other? How do the attendees connect with each other? And I want to make sure that you know several different resources. And what I suggest is that if you know somebody who's doing captioning work that you like, introduce yourself to them, drop them an email, tweet them, visit their Facebook page. And you've already encountered a fair number of people today and yesterday. And you can find them on the website for the group, but I'll just point them out again. One is DIY Captions with Mike Ridgway. If you saw the presentation yesterday, there is no doubt about his enthusiasm. Similarly, Michael Lockery from Australia, also very enthusiastic. Both of them are on Twitter. They're both on Facebook. Check out DIY Captions. There's the CCACcaptioning.org, which has an incredible mailing list and a lot of activism and advocacy. You can check there. You can go to the Caption Studies page on Facebook. If you search for captioning on Twitter, if you search for caption on Twitter, you'll come up with some there's a consistent semi-pornographic theme that happens with caption by a couple of users. So I would suggest to avoid that, you just search out captioning, and then you can find other people or hashtag captioning, other people who are doing interesting work. You can also check out @Sean Zadenik. You can look up Katie Linder. You can look at Mike Lockery, DIY Captions. You can look up me, Caption Studies, because what it amounts to is finding people who are active in those nodes and engaged. So please network and connect. And when you do connect, one thing I want to point out is that it's very easy for us, once we start getting interested in captioning, to complain about captions and to say, oh, you should see this bad captioning, or check out those auto captions over there. And the problem that I see with that is that while we need to give healthy and constructive feedback to people, and we should advocate and demand quality captions, we also need to pay respect and give examples of good captioning. So when you see really good captioning, take a picture and share it. When you see good work done, let them know, acknowledge, give shouts out to, give props to, because we need to advocate and critique, but we also need to be positive and support really good work. We need to advocate and support the work of those people who are trying really hard. So the 10 minutes is up. As you can tell, it's very easy for me to talk about captioning. I apologize if my speed went a little too fast, but my final request today is a request I think that I made at the beginning, and that if you love captioning, please share your enthusiasm. Please let other people know, tweet about it, be about it, share your videos, because we, the other people in your community, we won't know that you exist. And like the person or the Twitter account, Who Am I to Stop It, said, this was one of the first times that she'd been able to geek out or nerd out with people about captions. I've been able to do that here at Western a couple times with colleagues because I talked about captions, and then I discovered there was a small community of caption nerds. There's nothing like getting together with other caption geeks or caption nerds and talking about what we like to do, sharing it, sharing tips. So please share your enthusiasm, share your work. Let us know that you're here, participate in making community, but most of all, keep on captioning. Thank you very much for your time and attention. We have the pre-recorded video presentation from Darlene up next. I do hope that you comment, chat, or otherwise engage. And then at 1:15, back here on WebEx, there will be a live presentation by Chanel of Strada. Thank you, and caption on.